Alright, hey folks, and welcome back for more Starfield. More. I want to play more. I want to play more. But before we move on, we have 2 skill points that we haven't allocated. I'm thinking maybe we take ballistics and then go for rifle certification. But I would also like the next level of surveying. And there's so many good things. We do boost pack, less fuel, I see. I feel like we're just not doing enough damage, so let's do it. And then rifle certification. Right, we can't yet. 1 more point, I see. Okay, in that case, we'll move on. We're having weight issues. So let's do weightlifting. Get buff. There we go. And we're moving on.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduce joint wear? Oh, increase lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff can make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
I can give it a whirl.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
Deluxe condos aren't anything special, but plenty.
Let's give it a try.
Do you have a child or children between the ages of 5 to 18?
It's hard not to worry.
Enroll them in a United Colony.
Was there something else?
Your children will
I have a business
provided with
proposal for you.
programs, art, science,
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity,
all in the comfort of your
but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
A chem made from aqueous hematite. I call it pick me up.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
Makes your miners more efficient. I've got the data here to prove it.
An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Or so I've heard.
Kill them all.
Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
When they clear Percival's debt.
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then.
That was easy.
And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
Job done.
Caution. Subterranean particle detonation imminent. Be advised to secure loose articles and find stable ground forward. Detonation occurs in 5, 4,
Yeah?
3,
What's up, Lou?
2.
Took care of Percival's debt.
Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose.
Don't mind the
He's holed
explosion.
up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those drakes.
Yep.
Yeah, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
So I gotta run all the way back out there. Got credits for him too. We're running and running and running. Running. No, I just thought maybe we should look at new challenges. Okay. Sprint more. Kill more. You do that. What's my inventory like? Is that 75%? Getting pretty close. Gonna take a short nap in the ship. Is that
How can
Bosco?
I be of service, Captain?
Ah, home, sweet home. Now where did I leave my coat?
Let's move.
Off we go.
Hello.
Hello, Bosco. Let's fast travel. Because we know what's between here and there, a bunch of rocks. Some solar radiation. It's always good. Back down we go. Be nice to get some lockpicking skills as well. Geronimo. Had to pick up some stuff, right? These guys are still around. What's this? Oh, the ground crew thing. Maybe we should have went to the staff entrance.
Just look at that. Fascinating how life solves the same needs, incomparable yet entirely. No way. Look at these old machines. Nobody does it like this anymore. Looks blocked. Might be another way down from the caves in the back. I guess the good stuff hasn't all been extracted from this mine, huh?
It's pretty empty now. Goodies? Any goodies? That looks strange. Okay.
Oh, wow. This is the old way. Look at this. It's a huge drill. No lasers.
But I get the feeling that this isn't going to be peaceful.
Whoa, yeah. If your map doesn't match up with reality, time to evacuate because something's wrong. Must be the place. Looks like there's a light in the door, too. How charming.
Really expected something to jump out and attack us so far. This is interesting. Even more interesting if I could have opened that storage container. So I have a sneaking suspicion that
Can't say I don't appreciate it. I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
got a tissue sample I need you to analyze for workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terrormorph cells from a world too young to have one.
A fast-growing terrormorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Hadrian Sannon.
Hadrian? She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells. You think this secluded and purposed exclusively by the military? There's no doubt used for some top-secret nonsense.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the dead. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
A fake. Collected it from it myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terrormorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Everyone knows about it.
And for good reason. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terrormorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terrormorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
Humanity has survived a lot, but this could be a bottleneck event for our species if we survive. And the devastation to society, to knowledge, it would reduce civilization to shambles.
So you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Orders are to take you in that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the 6th circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
There's something about this place. A whole bunch of nothing down here. weapon workbench. Don't mind if I do. So what we can do for the lawgiver. Wow, look at that barrel. Not enough nickel and iron. Laser sight. Optic. Oh, look at that. Recon, reflex, short. Muzzle. Oh, suppressor on this thing. Internal, hair trigger, high powered. I think Bear's walking around with a lot of stuff. I don't feel like trading back and forth right now. There we go. Vanguard Space Tactics. See, it was worth walking around. This place gives me the creeps.
The UC probably wanted to forget all about their role in Xeno warfare. Typical.
This is where we came in and then we went down. Well, oh, that's worth a lot. I'll pick that up. A sitar. Okay. The last thing I expected to find down here. Okay, I'm satisfied. Glad we looked around for that 5% boost to missile damage permanently. You know, to the surface. That's it? Really, nothing's gonna happen? Man, that was like primed for some nasty, crazy stuff. Okay.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
Get off the ship. Oh, there he is. I was like, where's our, where's the guy we're escorting? What can I do here? Control console? It's interesting. Jump. Flop. In we go. $298 hours without incident. Down we go.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
A little more gunfire than usual, but...
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old terrormorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
Only ever read about the Cabinet. Never expected I get to talk to them.
It can be a daunting experience. Which is why I wanted to make sure, before you agreed to anything, we gave you the whole truth. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
I actually know who you are and your past. That's none of my concern.
Oh. Well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terrormorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Let's go talk to this Cabinet.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Anything I can help you with, Captain?
Zoom, zoom. Zoom.
The miners pretty much run multiple levels here.
Okay. So, I'm debating whether to continue with this quest, go after this secret place that one of the spacers had on him. My gut tells me secret place. So if I look in inventory, it'll be under notes, secret outpost. What a crew, I get it, but screw that. Beg, borrow, steal, kill to get to the Nobola 1B. There's a secret outpost we're trying to crack, once in a lifetime opportunity. Okay. Go to the secret outpost on the Nobola 1B. Can I change to this? Oh wow, it's way out here. Wow, that's like future stuff. Okay, never mind. Never mind. In that case. These are all done. Oh, well. Let's, wait, here we go. Let's go back to New Atlantis. So I kind of want to go there for shopping and whatnot. Anyway, we'll, get 2 birds down with 1 stone. Okay. We want to go to commercial. Was it residential where the gun shop was? Yeah. Let's go to the gun store.
When humanity left Earth, I bet most of them were worried we'd never find another planet like it again. I wonder how they felt when they landed on Jemison.
Gonna fit through here? No. What a shame. No playing for us. Any cool guns?
There's, you know, just about only the finest.
Yep. Well, there. Look at that scope on this thing. What is that? Seven. Accuracy is real good. That's a good perk too. Wow, look at this thing. Yowza. I don't know if I want to spend that much money for that gun. Might spend what we have on upgrading our ship. So I feel like I could use some more power. Personally. Okay. It's residential. Here, New Atlantis. What's this? Mass District. Yes.
Captain!
Running.
Over here.
Hello.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
What's this have to do with the cabinet?
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. The cabinet doesn't see that as their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Your eyes, the red, is that the result of the cloning process?
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
I see. No questions, no.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
We're walking and we're walking. I'm done walking.
Captain. Congratulations on joining the
ranks of the Vanguard.
Thank you. Cabinet Chambers. Interstellar Affairs.
Ah, welcome. You must be the Captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
She made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible terrormorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
I mean, it wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming. I never actually saw it, though. I just had the turrets kill it.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
There's a chance what happened to Tau Ceti, it could happen elsewhere. We need to grant the request.
It's a risk, but so is doing nothing.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So if
He's
there
a
are
pretty
no
bad
other
diplomat.
objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to...
Hey, if you have time, I've been thinking about some things. Wanted to talk to you about it.
Barrett,
Vincent.
not right now.
Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Okay. Inaccessible. Get out the big gun. Well. What in the world?
The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Please! I can't stop!
What is this? Modified EM Equinox?
That's it! Now hit him
Equip
with
the
everything!
EM weapon? What in the world is happening right now? Electromagnetic beams, remove cover, and EM. I don't know what that means.
You've got!
Hey,
Ow!
sorry. Kinda. Yeah, we're good. Okay then.
Okay. But still, they all have like marks on them. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the terrormorphs' influence, weren't they?
What?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Okay. Well. Interesting development. I'm gonna have to favorite this. We'll put it down here. Space polar. Shooter. Can't see anything. Ow.
Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that force.
Run! Run now! Go!
Some psychedelic stuff. Dang, man. How much more health are you gonna give these things? Please tell me there's only one.
Experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the left, man. Barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Indeed. Med pack, med pack, med pack, trauma pack. Frag mine, 11mm. Oh wow, look at all this ammo. Is there any other guns? Any other guns? What about our guy over here?
Well, they don't need it now. Hey,
Okay, interesting.
when you're not busy, let's chat.
Not now, Barrett. What did I already tell you? No.
You're handling this whole captain thing really well.
Thanks.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Come with us.
Roger that. We're on you.
Come on, fire team.
Gotta stay sharp.
Go. Okay. Come on, boys. Where's this thing at?
minute to chat?
No, Barrett. No, Barrett. Kind of interesting. There's unknown markers on stuff within the city. I should use long range. How about a grenade? Jesus, man, these things are crazy. Staggering me. Jesus.
Secure. All wrapped up.
Microgun?
We should go tell the sergeant.
Microgun? Oh my god, this thing. You're telling me I have a machine gun? Like a minigun? Thank you.
What happened?
I don't want to even think about what would have happened had we failed. This was damn heroic, Captain. I know now isn't the best time. I need to talk to you.
Later, my friend. Later.
Oh.
Guess I picked up something heavy.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece. I guess our people weren't so lucky.
Sacrifice wasn't in vain.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
What did I pick up that's so heavy?
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
That is all. Up we go. Oh, that's right. This way, right? Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
the loss of life,
About my eyes.
the damage to the spaceport. The costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize.
Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
The last answer is funny. Agreed. Thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Sure, that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Count me on.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Next time terrormorphs rear their ugly
I'm gonna
heads,
go check in.
you see something.
Level
Start
up.
getting a plan.
Okay.
What?
Just run through your halls, you know.
A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Hello.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the terrormorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Yep. Stash all the best weapon technologies after the war.
It was a mutual agreement, but I suppose you touch on the spirit of it. So, you also know then that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people, the ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun, to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
I think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Tell me about Radcliffe.
Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
I bet she loves her job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Right, tell me about the tools then.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Okay.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Okay. Tell me about Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Sure, he can be reasoned with us. They're people just like us.
It's weird that we have to say that, but yeah, they're just regular people with different beliefs.
Of course, but there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
What?
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out.
A hermit?
Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
What?
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Here's hoping we're not chasing a corpse.
It would at least be a speedier negotiation. But I, of course, hope the ambassador is alive and well.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Exploring the galaxy is hard work. Trust me, I know. But stop by sometime and let's talk. Just us adventurers, okay?
Okay, but not now, Barrett. Not now.
Daddy?
Let's see. Nat station. We gotta offload some stuff. Too heavy somehow.
What was the name of that guy? The contact for the job? I don't know.
Running. Bear's already carrying a lot of stuff. Okay, can I get to it from here? Oh man. So we get to do diplomacy. Sounds fun. Trying to make it to the UC store. Yeah, we're pretty far over. Wait. It's a microgun. What's its mass? 11. Wow. Its fire rate is pretty insane. How heavy is this? Mass. Okay. So basically the two weapons that we got are what's knocking us over. Might just have to sell this melee weapon. Okay. We can make it, y'all. We can make it. We can make it. We can make it. We can make it. There. And I even got the perk to where we could carry more, and this is still a problem. I don't think we picked up anything else.
Vanguard, right? Hey, thanks for your service.
Thank you, man.
Got a moment? Let's catch up.
Not yet, Barrett. Hey, lady. We're here.
Please, if you experience any issues in your dealings with the distribution center, let us know. We're always striving to improve. Welcome to UC Distribution.
I would like for you to stand at your desk. Okay. Rules. Okay, so we just have the one extra grenade. Miscellaneous. Oh, here's the sitar. Take a look at it. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen an instrument like that before. Bye. G tag. Bye. Okay, so there's some weight weapons. We gotta keep the microgun. Let's drop this. EM Equinox. Don't care for it. Drop the cutlass. Shattering Coachman. I mean, it's such a good shotgun. We can sell our Equinox that we've had for a while. It's not gonna do it for us though. This microgun is just so heavy. That and plus the resources that we have. Yeah. Like, look at this thing. That's 20 right there. What to do? what to do about this. If I get rid of these two, it still won't be enough. I guess we could... Man, it would take forever to get over to the lodge, though. I don't want to sell the microgun, though. I want a minigun so bad.
Right. Come back if you need something else.
Oops, wrong button. Put that away. Let's see, Barrett.
I've been thinking a lot about my early days in Constellation lately.
Mm-hmm.
Got me pretty nostalgic, and I started digging in some old things. Just sort of reminiscing.
Yeah.
I found some of Irvin's last messages to me and thought I'd listen to them again to hear his voice.
I hope that was a comfort.
It was surreal, honestly. So most of the messages were everyday things. Lots of excitedly written news about biodiversity and plant life. But one thing stood out. In one of his messages, he mentioned this job that he took at a mine shortly before he died. He said something terrible was happening there. But the message was garbled after that.
Interstellar communication isn't always reliable.
True, but this was different. I recognized this pattern from the war. A portion of the message was encrypted. Well, Vasco helped me decipher it. Turns out the message was from Irvin, and he was begging me to help him. The message was short, but his voice was pained. He was so upset.
Let's get the time machine? That's horrible. That must have been difficult to hear.
Yes. Hearing his voice in so much pain was very difficult. Oh, I wish I had noticed this message when he sent it. So in this message, Irvin said he was being framed. He said they'll do it again. He asked if Constellation could send more help.
Who is they?
His former employers at some job he took before he died. I think it was a mining company.
Framed for what?
Not exactly sure, but he mentioned a court case. So I think there's a paper trail.
This recording is 20 years old.
It is, but I was thinking about it and, well, it's still wrong, right? So I figured, hey, I can do some sort of a remote investigation here, see what I can find out. There's gotta be a paper trail, right? Now, I happen to have a trustworthy contact who knows a bit about law and owes me a favor. I'd need to pay in advance in case there are any access fees or bribes.
Okay, 2,500 credits. This should be enough.
That works. I'll tell them to go ahead with the investigation. You know, hearing Irvin's voice again made me want to help him, even though I know I can't. Does that make any sense?
If Irvin was that upset, then it must still be important.
I appreciate that. It's going to be hard to get some sleep tonight after all this. But the fact that I'm doing something about it might be enough to help. Hopefully poking around in old records doesn't catch the attention of Hephaestus. Well, anyway, I'll let you know if my contact finds anything.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna have to make our way over to the lodge and store some of this stuff. But I'm gonna not make it to where that y'all have to watch me sprint and stop and sprint and stop. So between recordings that we're gonna run over to the lodge and get stuff set up, and then we'll pick it up there next time in the next episode. I'm gonna end it here. yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching, y'all. Talk to you later.